I don't want to walk on them, but I got work to do. So today is Wednesday. I'm really tired. So my new schedule is 7 a.m. until like 4 or 5 p.m. whenever I get my work done. I'm just like not used to getting up so early and being at work this early. It'll probably take some time to transition into a new routine, but I can't complain. I've had probably 50 cars sent to me through email of just cars that I can buy that everyone wants to sell. So thank you to anyone who has already sent me a car through my email. I do appreciate it. I've tried to send back emails to every single person. It's just like an abundance at once, plus all the other things that I have going on. So I'm trying my best to get back to literally every single person. But thank you. So for this video, I was unable to really record a bunch of footage, unfortunately. You know, it's just one of those times where I'm reprioritizing my time with what I'm doing, and I just wanted to get the things done that I'm supposed to get done. YouTube is definitely a priority, but of course my career is first priority. I wanted to make a video that went over pretty much every car that I've ever owned. So when I was 17 years old, I had gotten my license. I actually failed my first driving test when I was 16. I don't know, I think I just missed it by like 3 or 4 points for not looking in like an alleyway as I was going by an alleyway, which I didn't know you had to, and it was just a bunch of stupid things that I didn't really pay attention to. It happens, whatever. So I was 17 years old, passed my driving test. The first car I'd ever driven was a silver Toyota Tacoma. That was a car that I was using, and basically I would drive that car or that truck, you know, to school and back, and on the weekends when I needed it, I would have to ask for permission to use it. It was, I don't remember the year, but it was like a single cab. It was a fun truck. I did a bunch of off-roading with it and did some donuts in it and burned out a lot and just typical stupid kid stuff. So that was a really fun truck for a bit. Then what I had done is I was getting Social Security, which means the state gives you money every month because my dad was dying. My dad passed away. So I had gotten financial support from the state to help me out, and what I had done with that money is I saved it and I bought my first car. What I had done is I had done a few photography things here and there, and then I also used the Social Security money to purchase a 1988 BMW 325i. I bought the car, it was like dark blue. I found it on Craigslist for like $3,000. I think I paid $2,800 or something like that. I don't remember. But when I was there getting the car, like he had multiple phone calls on the car. I happened to get it, and a week later I saw somebody next to me in Mission Hills that was screaming at me, and he was like, I almost bought that car, I almost bought that car. So luckily I got a really good deal on it. Didn't have too many issues with it. About a month after, the water pump went out, so I replaced that. And I drove the car, it was a lot of fun. My taillights didn't work from one of my friends telling me, like, we were going to the Del Mar Fair and we were going up Torrey Pines Road, and he's like, dude, your taillights do not work at all. So replaced the taillights, did a few small things here and there. And then 18 years old, started working at Symbolic Motors as a receptionist part-time, so I started making some decent money. They paid pretty well at the time, so I was making good money for being 18 years old. Dropped out of high school to work for them full-time when I was like 18 and a half or something. I don't remember the story exactly. It was like a big blur. But I had started making money, and I moved out, and I put some money aside for the E30. I ended up doing a full build on the car. From 2009, 2010, I had built the car. The first few mods I ended up doing, I believe, were brand new tires. And then what I had done is I bought wheels for the car. So I took the car to a shop. I had the front springs cut like a 1/2 inch, and I put on Apex ARC 8s on it, which I was in love with. And they were 17, so they were really big on the car. It changed the whole look of the car, which I was so excited about. Then I started looking into some other things like seats and a roll cage and a few other power mods and a small front lip from an IS, which was like the better version of the current car I had. So I did the front lip, I did the roll cage, I did the seats, I did a bunch of other things, and then during that whole time, every few weeks something would break. So the stupid Guibo thing broke for like the transfer case or the drive shaft, and then the top end of the motor, I blew my motor. I broke like 5 rocker arms or something like that. So we pulled the whole motor out, rebuilt the whole thing. We did a stroker kit. We did a bunch of things to it. Pretty much rebuilt the whole engine. New radiator. I did headers. I had done It was Ireland Engineering headers, I remember. I did an exhaust on it. Oh, and the best thing about that car, it was cammed. I did 272 cams in it, and it sounded like a Corvette.
Go.
Everyone that pulled up next to me or cold starts were like, what the hell is in that thing? So I built that car from the bottom up. I had so much fun with it. I did a ton of things to it. It was blue, yellow headlights, black interior. I did a Sparko wheel. I did pedals. I'm trying to think. I mean, you name it, I probably did it. And then I put about $15,000 into that car, and I sold it for $3 grand. So the bottom end wasn't rebuilt. The axles were having issues. The car had rust. It had paint work. The car leaked water from when it would rain. So had no AC. My ex-girlfriend was like, why don't you get a normal car? She would stay over and we would drive to school together, and I had no AC or no defroster at like 6 a.m. I didn't care though, I love that car so much. So what happened is I had gotten a job at a Lamborghini dealership in Newport Beach. So I moved out to Newport Beach and kind of realized the E30 wasn't gonna cut it for reliability going back and forth to San Diego when I would visit or around town. So I sold the car.
This is it, probably last day I have in my car. Or at least last weekend, just test drove IS300 today. Just stripped the car, everything. Took everything out. No more subs. Took off all the license plate frames. Just gotta take that sticker off. That's it. See you later, E30.
I ended up using that money as a down payment on the first car that I had financed under my name with my credit, which was a 2002 or something black Lexus IS300. Had just gotten out of a really bad relationship that like broke my heart, and I was so depressed and sad, and that car like really cheered me up. It was my first big purchase. I bought it for like $13,000 or $14,000 by myself. I financed it myself. My payments were like $250 a month or something like that. That car was really fun. It was a nice four-door. What I'd done is I put in the subwoofers that were out of my E30. There were two 12-inch kicker L7s or L5s. I still have them. With like two big amps. I did like the tweeters, the mids, the highs, everything. I put like $2,500 into that system, and the thing bumped.
Fuck it.
So I just had that done. I tinted the windows. I blacked out the wheels. My friend Nick at McLaren, he actually let me paint my wheels in his garage, and then that was it. I kept the car like bone stock. One day I was driving right here. I was on Harbor Blvd. My work is right here. Just across the street was South Coast Mitsubishi, and then my old work was a block and a half that way. I drove by one night and I said, you know what, let's go look at some cars. So went to South Coast Mitsubishi for some weird reason, and I saw a white Subaru in the back that hadn't been washed yet, and it still had like tags on it from when they checked it in for inventory. And I asked the sales guy there that was talking to me, like, hey, what's up with the STi? And he's like, oh, we just got it on trade a few hours ago or something. I'm like, dude, I love that thing. So I looked at it. It already had ISC coilovers. It already had a front lip from APR. It had a few other modifications. I think it had a short shifter on it or something. I don't remember. It had a boost gauges and air to fuel ratio. Sure enough, the story was the guy who owned it before, he like broke his legs or they got hurt or something, so he had to buy an Evo because the STi was manual. So he traded in for like an Evo or something, and then the car was just there. I happened to walk in at a perfect time, and I posted a picture on my Facebook. I'm like, should I get it? Should I get it? And sure enough, I signed the deal like that morning, and I came back. I paid $32,000 for it, or $34,000. That was one of the biggest purchases I made as well. As I got older, just progressively starting, you know, making more money, thankfully, and working a lot harder, a lot smarter with my money. Yeah, that was the Subaru. So what I done is I owned that car for I think 2.5 years. I moved back to San Diego, and I went to HG Motorsports, and they built the car for me. So we did a Greddy TIC exhaust. We had done headers on it, and I had done a full dyno tune, a pro tune from Ken Block's old tuner. I think his name was Bill. He did a full tune on it, HG Motorsports. Thank you to Dieter. That was an awesome car. I bought Enki RPF 1s. They were 18 by 10 all around, and I had them painted like really bright white. And then I had SAE Motorsports, my good friend JP from high school. He has a crazy Evo. He built my cage for me. His team built the cage. So I did a white cage, white wheels. It was on adjustable coilover, so I slammed it. My mud flaps would scrape everywhere. And I think that's all I had done to the STi. I know I had a few other small things that were cosmetic, and then I had the, I don't know, it was like a little silver box. Whoever watches this that knows about tuner cars, it was one of those. So had that as a tune for my car. I had different maps I could program. The dyno tune was by far like throttle response. The boost went up like 4 or 5 PSI. Not enough to blow internals, but it was enough to like definitely notice a power difference. I gained 75 horsepower from bolt-ons and a tune, which was nuts. It was headers, exhaust, tune, everything. So bolt-ons, and had an AEM intake on it. So what happened is the STi eventually had a note on my car that people were complaining that it was too loud because I would work out at 5 a.m. and I understood. I was like 23 when I bought the STi, or 22, and I was just like, I want to straight pipe it, so loud as hell. Neighbors hated it, and it just got to a point where I was like, you know what, it's not worth it anymore. So what I done, I sold that car, and I traded that car into an independent dealership somewhere by San Diego State. I don't remember, it was in San Diego somewhere. It was like an independent dealership. I traded it for a black Audi A4 S-Line, the titanium package, because I wanted something sporty but automatic that was kind of quiet and tame. It was fun. I think it was tuned. The turbo was fun. It was a quick car. I bought it with like 80,000 miles on it. Traded the STi for that car. I paid roughly $13,000 for the A4. My payments were $299 a month because I put down no money. I just traded my STi for it. They broke even on my STi for like $27,000, so I didn't owe any money on it, and I just started taking the payments for the A4. So I had the A4. I think I had it for like, I still have it. I still have that car. I took that car to Stereo Depot. They did the full system again. I spent another like $2,000 on the full system: tweeters, subs, mids, highs, lows, amps. Tell them what we're doing.
He said Tom.
Yeah, Tom, tell them what we're doing, Tom.
Take out your subs.
My Audi has subwoofers in it and like a bunch of amps in the back seat, and I'm trying to take my car to hopefully get it sold at CarMax.
Wait. All that?
Yeah.
Screwdriver. I want to take it out.
Okay, you take it out then. There's screws here.
But I mean, should we...
Off you. Ow. Dude, oh my god, the microwave is back here. My trunk is completely full. There's sandals from Ben Chen. It's still hooked up. It's all electrical taped, and then we have an amp right here we're trying to unhook.
Rise and then we fall.
Now you leave.
Gives. So much space. And that was it. I never tinted the windows. I never did any modifications to it. I kept it bone stock, and I just drove it back and forth to work every single day. During this whole time, what had happened was when I bought the E30, I was like, man, I really want a V8 M3. I really want a four-door V8 M3. And it was like a dream of mine. But I looked online, they were like 60 to 70 grand for an E90, E92 M3. I was like, I can't afford that. And then from like the point I was 18 years old when I was building the E30, saying like, man, this is so unreliable, I'm spending so much money, I really want a V8 M3, I'd rather put money into that. Basically just told myself, I'm like, okay, one day you're gonna buy a new M3 for yourself, or a V8 M3. And I just kept that in my head every single day. Sure enough, after 4 or 5 years, I'm 25 now, so when I was 17, so you figure 6 to 7 years of just like manifestation and believing in yourself, that, you know, it takes time. You know, it's an expensive car to buy, and I searched all the time for M3s that were 2008, 2009, 11s, whatever. And sure enough, after, you know, working smart and saving my money, when I turned 24 years old, you know, finally found a car that made sense. You know, when I was 23, I almost bought one. I almost bought a GTR. I almost just caved in and got one, and it just got to a point where it finally made sense for me to do it. So I ended up doing it. I found a 2011 E90 M3 in Texas, and sight unseen, I bought the car. I didn't have a chance to sell the Audi. It didn't work out, so I kept both cars, and now I have the Audi, which I rent out. I bought the M3 for myself, and then I purchased my mom a car as well. So 3 cars under my name. It's kind of risky, but you know, I support my mom a lot, and I wanted the M3, and I make money on the Audi, which is fine, so it all worked out pretty well. So since I've owned the E90 M3, I had sent it in to a few different shops. So far what I've done is I had blacked out the wheels. I did it with some friends, some subscribers from YouTube and Instagram. Thankfully they let me use their garage. We painted the wheels ourselves. I had also taken it to Bowden Auto House to get some tinting done. I had cutouts done for the exhaust. Had yellow headlights done, and then Evolve Tuning. They had sent me a tune for the car, which made it so much faster, so much better. Wow, it is so much faster. And then I recently just signed a deal with IPE North America, and also another shop that I'll be working with on some other stuff. So that's the current status right now. Those are the few cars I've owned, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I paid $42,000 for this M3 brand new. It was probably 70 or 60. I mean, I saw the build on it. Interlagos blue, black interior, 6-speed manual. The car also has Eibach Pro springs on it, so I bought it with a few mods, and then I have a lot planned for it. I have plans next for a GTR. I want a 2017 GTR, and then I'm looking at either a McLaren or a Lamborghini Gallardo for a second car. I want to buy a house first. So those are the cars I've owned. Thanks for watching. Sorry it was kind of a quick video and so directed to one thing. It was just a busy day, and it's currently 7 a.m. I have to edit this video before 11 when this goes live, because yesterday I slept for 10 hours. I fell asleep at 7 p.m. and woke up at 5 a.m. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and thumbs up the video, and I'll see you guys next time.